Coastal Valley Lines is a modular railroad group that was, I think, formed back in the 1990s before I was part of the group. Modular means that individual members build modules according to a detailed set of standards so that we can set up a train show at the fairgrounds, at senior citizens' homes, or almost any place where we can get a space at least 20 by 30 feet. The standards are very detailed, so we have every module has what we call an outside and inside main, where the trains can go from one module to another. So every module connects on the outside and inside main. And we control the direction of trains. On the outside main they go counterclockwise, the inside main they go clockwise. In the setup, we have legs that attach to the individual modules. They are anywhere from 2, 4, 6, and 8 feet long, and usually a maximum of 30 inches wide. And we have measuring sticks, which one of the big things we have to worry about is that the modules are roughly level. The trains will go up and down hills, but sometimes the floors where we set up are very uneven, such as we used to do a show in Coddingtown at Christmas time, and so we have to make sure everything's level. So the legs have adjustments on the bottom, a bolt that we can screw in and out to level everything up. Individual members have different interests. Some are interested in setting up some kind of a scene or detailed scenery. For instance, one member who's maybe Skip Rokert, who's one of the best modelers in our club, has Coddingtown when it was the Emporium, and some of the detail you wouldn't believe. So some people are interested in that kind of thing. We also tend to have some stories that go along with some of these scenes. You'll see on one of my modules that we have what's called Calamity Junction. The real story is that I was building a windmill and it fell on the floor and I stepped on it. So instead of throwing everything away, I thought, well, Calamity Junction, I already had a building with that name. Why not have an automobile accident? I'm also interested in Model A Fords, and we had a bunch of little Model A's, so we put on the road a bunch of Model A's on what the Model A clubs call tours. Well, the Model A club is coming on to the accident, and so they're stalled. There are some injured people on the ground, but they're going to be okay. And we have the police and the tow truck in the background, or at the end of the tour, having trouble reaching the accident where the Corvette crashes into the windmill. Some people are more interested in the rolling stock, that is the box cars, the freight cars, the cabooses, and also which railroad they're interested in. Some people prefer diesel. Others are more into steam and wouldn't have anything to do with a diesel. Railroads are meant to be steam engines and not the other way around. In my case, and what you'll see on the module, is that I'm interested in Western Pacific and early diesel, okay, so that's sort of called the transition era in model railroading, where we still had steam engines, but we were starting to get some diesel engines also. So we're talking about basically after World War II into the 1950s. I also have a son and family that live in Newfoundland, so I've tried to put together at least a passenger train and an engine, which is termed or is described as the Newfoundland or Newfie Bullet. Configuration or the layouts that we have vary every time. Generally not all members can show up at a particular run, or a run is small enough, so small that we couldn't accommodate everybody anyway. The modules have been built over a number of years. Many of them have been recycled, and I've had just like used cars, 3 or 4 owners. We try to keep the modules around because they fit into our layouts and our club, and they meet our standards, and that's very important.